Hey there everybody, in this video I'm going to review the BagsXBird Big Tail Grab Handlebar Bag. BagsXBird is one of my favorite bag making companies. Typically I run their larger size handlebar bag, but on this trip I decided to go minimal. Over the last week I've taken it up some gnarly gravel roads and down those same roads to really get a sense of what this bag is like. If you're unfamiliar with BagsXBird, it is a single person shop. I believe he's based in Tucson now, so made in the USA. The Big Tail Grab is an interesting kind of mashup between a barrel bag and a rando style bag, if you will. All right, so someone is already typing, what is rando style or random style? That refers to the closure of the bag where it faces the rider and it closes using a piece of elastic cordage that goes around the stem bolts. The big advantage of this is that it makes it super easy to access while riding. You don't have to stop, get off, open it up, get into your bag. You just simply lift the cordage over the stem bolts and you can reach in there and get whatever you need. This attaches to your handlebar with two volet straps that are already included, which is really nice. Typically, lots of bags like this come with some kind of webbing strap that I almost automatically replace. So it's cool to see it comes with the volet straps included. Another nice touch, and I've been saying this for years, is for the retaining strap on the bottom that wraps around the head tube, it also uses some elastic cordage and not a webbing strap. Elastic cordage makes so much more sense because it's easier to get around the tight fitment of the head tube, in particular on smaller bike frames. On the exterior of the bag, it has two really generous mesh side pockets, great for snacks, or this could easily fit a GoPro or a smaller point and shoot. And another nice touch is on the front, there is a front flap pocket. Again, perfect for more snacks or a phone. On the top is more elastic cordage. This is a perfect place to stuff things like a light jacket or whatever layers you are taking on and off during a ride. In general terms, it's a pretty straightforward handlebar bag. I think what makes it interesting is that it takes the shape of a barrel style handlebar bag and combines it with the rando closure. You'll notice that the profile is a little bit more teardrop shaped. It's not a perfect cylinder and it's not your typical kind of boxy bag. I think this does a couple interesting things. One, it narrows the opening here, so it makes things more secure as opposed to boxier style bag where they can be a little bit gappier on the side. Another interesting thing, because of the smaller aperture of the bag here, I think it's also going to be more water resistant. So if you're the type of person that's really paranoid about getting things wet, or you carry rolls and rolls of tissue paper in your handlebar bag, this might be the bag to consider. Unlike Paradise style bags where there is generally a flap where there could be some potential for water egress, because this kind of pinches off the top, it just seems like it's going to be a lot more water resistant. Not that I've had issues with Paradise style bags, but for the paranoid among you, you know who you are, this might be a bag to consider. There are a couple other things to note. Jay recommends at least having 9.5 inches between your handlebar and the top of your tire, especially if you're not running some kind of rack or bag support. In terms of the interior, it's pretty simple. Just one large compartment. It is a lighter contrasting color to find things inside, but no real organization on the inside. If I do have any critiques about this bag, you'll notice that the opening is actually fairly small. Again, this will make it more water resistant, but it is a little trickier to put larger items in here. So for example, a full-size DSLR, you could probably cram it in here, but it is a bit of a tight fit. Another thing, and I know this is going to sound superficial, is the shape. It's just kind of a newish silhouette to me. It's not the cylinder of a barrel style handlebar bag, and it's not the traditional boxy rando bag. So at first it looks kind of funny, especially from the profile, but after riding with it for the last week, I've come around to the teardrop shape. In terms of how the bag rides, I've been taking it on some really rocky double track here in Southern California, and the bag has been absolutely rock solid. No tire rub, barely wiggles on the handlebar. I think that's one advantage of running a smaller size bag. There's just less kind of wiggling mass to contend with. So absolutely no issues riding with this bag. I just don't foresee any problems whatsoever. Overall, this bag has a lot of smart features that I like. You know, volet straps already included. Elastic cordage to go around the head tube. Elastic cordage on the top to hold down a jacket. I love the addition of a front flap here. Not something that you typically see on barrel style bags. Also, these really generous mesh pockets here really expand the capacity. The stated capacity is 6.5 liters, but with all these exterior bits, it just buys you a little bit more room. So this is like a good bag for the recovering maximalist that wants to run a smaller bag, but is paranoid about carrying more stuff. The bag retails for $160 US. Yes, it costs some money, but again, it is a one-person shop, all made in the US, and there's not a whole lot I would change here. Typically, I'd have to go buy volet straps, but that's not necessary. Usually, I'd also replace the webbing strap on some bags to have cordage, but again, it's already there, really well thought out. Excellent bag if you're looking for something a little bit more middle size. This is the Big Tail Grab by BagsXBird. There is a smaller, cuter version that I'll also be taking a look at once it's spring. If you guys found this video helpful, please consider supporting the channel by joining us on Patreon. It's how we keep this content train moving. And as always, keep the supple side down.